I saw Selena Gomez's official music video, Heart Wants What It Wants, okay? First of all, I might be somewhat biased of an opinion because I am a big Selena Gomez fan. I have been ever since she's been on Wizards of Waverly Place. Heard this song, Heart Wants What It Wants, and I thought that this song was so touching because in the beginning of the song, for like the first, I believe, like 40 seconds of the song, she comes out and she's very, very emotional. And she's talking in her sweet little voice like she does. And you can tell that she's crying and she's upset. And she's on stage and she was crying and she was thinking about, like, you know, he wouldn't do this to hurt me. Like, I know him. Like, I know this person. So there's no way that he would do something like this to hurt me this bad. She can feel so confident and she feels so secure. And then when she hears something so stupid, like something so dumb that this person has done, and she's like, it just brings you down and like you're not good enough, basically. And she was saying it's something so stupid. Then that person, I guess when she would confront that person that she was with, that they would make her feel crazy. The person makes her feel crazy when she comes out and says something to them and holds them, holds them accountable for the crappy things that they are doing to her, you know, that they shouldn't be doing because they're in a relationship with her. You look at the video, they're at a party and she's with this certain guy. They're at a party and it just broke my heart because his arm around her, and then he took his arm from around her because I guess he felt like, you know, she wasn't really feeling him because he was taking a picture with another girl and she was sitting right beside him. And so he looked at her reaction and he saw that she wasn't really happy about it. So he took his arm from around her. That was like, oh my gosh. Like that moment when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. Because that was such a moment of like, I don't really care and you're acting stupid, so I don't have any time for you. Like, so it was like, you know, I'm not going to do this with you or whatever. I'm not going to even do this. Like, I'm not going to pay attention to how you're feeling right now. It was a blatant act of like just ignorance and he just ignoring you know, her feelings at that moment. And it was rejection. And so then she gets up because, you know, apparently one of the friends comes over and says like, oh, you know, come with me, or, you know, I want you to go somewhere, or, you know, come here, I want to show you something. And she gets up and he pulls her down. Like he pulls her arm and she sits back down and he puts his arm around her. She just sits there and he wanted her to stay there, but she was like, it was like sick control. It was like it showed a sick control that he had over her, because even though he ignored her like a minute before, it was like as soon as she went to go do something for herself or anything, it was like, no, you're staying here with me. You know, it was controlling. And then he looked back at her and she gave him a smile like, you know, like everything's okay, you know, and everything. But really, when he turned around, she was just like, just sitting there. Like, so when I saw that, it was upsetting to me. And I personally came up with the conclusion that that is a form of abuse in a relationship. That is a form of mental abuse. And, you know, the fact that she said that, you know, when she would bring up these things to him, like, oh, you know, you did this or anything like that, he would make her feel like she was crazy. I was just like, that's abuse. Like, that's mental abuse. Like playing a mental game with somebody to where the outcome is them feeling crazy. It's almost like a micro insult or a microaggression or something like that. It's almost like that, where like the person is left at the end feeling like, wait, did that just happen? Like they're uncertain if something wrong just happened to them, because the person like makes the situation so minute and they make you feel crazy. the message that is clearly stated in the song is heart wants what it wants. So even though she's dealing with, like I said, at my own omission, I call this abuse, mental abuse. Even though she's dealing with that abuse, she still says that her heart wants what it wants and her heart wants him. So, you know, because in the song she also stated, like, you can save your advice. Meaning, I mean, that was probably to all her friends and her family members who were like, listen, girl, he's doing you so dirty. Like, you need to drop him and everything. And, you know, having so many conversations with her about what she deserves and the fact that she doesn't deserve this and he doesn't deserve her and everything. And she just says, save it. You know, my heart wants what it wants. And that's it. So really the end result to this is that people are going to do what they want to do regardless of how they're being treated until they get sick of it themselves and decide that enough is enough. But she said on her Instagram, like, she's been holding on to this for a year and it's so nice to finally, like, release it and to share some of it and to be able to, like, talk about it. So I appreciate it because it makes for amazing music and I'm a fan of yours. So Selena, you know, obviously I don't want you going through hurt and pain, but honey, the story is so beautiful. It's awesome, and it just raises up all of these questions and it just lets people know. And even though you may feel stupid and people tell you you're stupid and, you know, oh, you shouldn't be with him, I don't have any time to talk to you about your relationship because I told you what you should do and you're not doing it, so I have no sympathy for you. You know, but anybody who's ever been in love and, you know, you're stupid in love, like Rihanna said, stupid in love, that's just what you are. And if, you know, that's what you want at the moment, you know, maybe it might not last forever and maybe you know it might not last forever, but for right now, this is what is satisfying you and this is what is, like, you can't help how you feel when you're with them or something. Now, the portion of the song where she stated that, you know, she's waiting on his call and, you know, it's like torture, you know, that's really sad because that's like mental imprisonment. And I just feel like it's abuse. I really do. Like, I feel like the person who she was with it was like mental abuse. Yeah, I really believe so. Like, that's kind of how it felt. Like, this person is a good manipulator. And it's sad because I can't for 100% say that the person she is talking about is Justin Bieber, but there's a good chance that it is. You have to just think, like, for a person to be going through this with somebody like this in a relationship, that person has to be like the ultimate, like, master manipulator to make them feel like they're crazy. Like, it's really hard today to make somebody feel like they're crazy because crazy people never want to say that they're crazy. So if you're making somebody feel like they're crazy when they're really not, you are a fairly good manipulator, which is why, you know, maybe you have some of the things that you have. I don't know. But I really felt for her. I really felt her through this song. I usually buy all her music just because every single song that Selena has ever released, I always feel, you know, her through every single song. She's like all in or nothing at all. Everything is 100%. She throws her whole heart into everything that she does, whether it's music, whether it's movies, whether it's TV shows, whether it's, you know, talking, anything that she does. You know, her clothing line is always just, she's all in or she's nothing at all. And that's what I can appreciate, because sometimes you have people in, you know, the spotlight and stuff like that, and they give like half-ass, you know, work, and they either stick around and they're not much of an influence, or they, you know, are like a one-hitter person and then they're gone. Like, you never see them again. You know, it's because they did half-ass stuff. And, you know, you have to really know what you're doing when you release this kind of personal stuff out to the public. But, you know, if it's her time to talk about it and she feels like it's her time to really reflect on everything that's happened to her, and you know, she just reflects on the last year of her life, and she sees how much success she's had, but how much of a struggle it's been with her personal relationship. We're here for you. I'm here for you. I want to hear it. Can't wait for the album, honey. And I wish you nothing but the best, honestly, because I've gotten nothing but the best from you. Music, TV shows, movies. You're amazing. You always have the most positive things to say, and you don't have generic, you know, answers, you know, because some people give generic answers to problems. Like, one day you'll look over this and you'll laugh. That's a generic, you know, answer. When you're going through it, that's not the answer that you're going to come up with. Oh, one day I'll look over this and laugh. Like, no, this is a lesson. This is an experience. This is going to shape your life, an aspect of your life. And it's very important to take notes, to learn a lesson, and to survive. And she is a survivor. So I'm really excited for this album coming up. I can't wait to hear it. I'm going to link below the Vivo. I watched her new video, Heart Wants What It Wants, on Vivo. I loved it. It was amazing. She was very emotional. She was crying through the song. But at the end, you know, you see like her smile and she looks away, and it's just so beautiful, and it's just amazing. And that smile when she looked away at the end of the video, I was like, okay, she's okay. Because, you know, fans, when they hear an artist put out a video and a music and like a song, you know, of this caliber, as far as feelings and emotions, it's like, whew, are they okay? But, you know, when you just do like a little smile, a little flash of a smile, just lets them know like, yes, I'm doing okay, I'm okay. Or, you know, you see her on Instagram or something like that, and she's doing fine. And so we just, you know, want the well-being of her to be 100%. And that's what she seems like. She's doing okay. May not be 100%, but she seems like she's climbing there. So I'm really happy for you. I wish you success. I hope that you watch this, and I can't wait for your album. So that is my review of Heart Wants What It Wants. Check the video out. It's amazing. It was only up for like 3 hours on Vivo, and it already had like almost 6 million views. So her video is #1 on iTunes, and I love it. So just leave me a comment down below, and I will see you guys next Friday.